Hey folks, this is another quick update on the progress. Um, Again, starting with, continuing on, I should say, with Trent's course, the 20 easy art lessons. Um, yeah, more square circles. Um, Again, just playing around with more light sources, trying to get blending a bit better, cross hatching better. Um, just hammering out as many as I can. I did about another 20 pages of this today. Um, Trying to get better and better at just this fundamental um, practice. And that's very much what I'm using it for now. Similar to the line practice, where I do a bunch of lines and a bunch of curves and a bunch of circles on a page. I'm also doing this as a practice warm up. And yeah, it's getting there. Again, there's not much else I can really say about these other than the fact that I'm just needing to do them every day. I just have to do them every day and really get this fundamental practiced and try and catch up on lost time and produce as much as I can. Um, yeah, like it's there's no way around it. As you can see here, it's got some of the cross hatching that I practiced to warm up and did a bunch of circles. The bottom left hand corner actually is kind of, it was a doodle, but it's kind of where I'm starting to go with it, where you've got the window, the lights coming through the window, bouncing off a wall, bouncing to the floor, and bouncing onto another wall. So I'm starting to get a little bit more complex in trying to manipulate light. But again, very much in the stages of just trying to get that quantity of practice in. Moving on from that, back to doing barrels. God damn barrels. Yeah, my scribbles on this page, it kind of sum up my progress with this. Except for the one good barrel, now to do it again. It's like this is the only barrel that's ever come out that's even semi decent. And it's not even that good. It's just, yeah, barrels are just consistently kicking my butt. It is just a very irritating shape to try and get right. I understand it. I understand how they go about it. And by all intents and purposes, it's so simplistic of a shape. That's what's so difficult about it. Because if you don't get it right, it just looks off. And barrels just look off if you don't draw them right. There's no middle ground. There's no, that's okay. It's just, no, that's either bad or it's good. And I just haven't quite got there. Cross hatching is better. I would say it's more blending than cross hatching, actually. But hey, my understanding in the moment is probably not as good as my understanding in looking back over these things. But you're going to be seeing a lot of scribbles like this, barely legible nonsense that I've scribbled to myself during practice. This is the next stage of practice as well. Still playing around with human anatomy, following the same guide from Sicarosis. Again, names in the description. I cannot pronounce it. Playing around with basic shapes, basic chests. This one at the bottom, I decided to put like an actual monster in it and try and practice a little bit of actual cross hatching and getting a little bit of character into a creature. Just being very simple, like a slug monster, and then messing around with actually tearing a hole into a chest. It's not the best chest in the world. It's very simple, but I think it looks good. I think the creature coming out looks, interesting. And then now starting to kind of play around with like a character standing in a doorway and thinking, how does light affect a person? Yeah, it again, nothing on this page really came out. This is page, I think, 30, 32. It's 32 of similar doodles. It was a very doodly day, I've got to be honest. I was finding it difficult to commit to more lessons, and I felt that today I didn't really want to progress onto something, the next aspect of the courses. I felt like I just wanted to draw a multitude of pages with what I've learned so far of lighting, blending, shapes, anatomy, and just draw page after page of just kind of nonsense, but constructive nonsense, and just trying to play with the things I've learned, which is where this page came from. Here you can see where I kind of went back into doing, I would say, proper anatomy study, but again, just trying to get the chest right, because I find once you get the chest right, it kind of leads to the rest of the anatomy. Like it's kind of like the focal point, I suppose, of it. One thing I'm starting to notice is the trying to get proportion right. As you can see here on the right, I did the basic skeletal layout of it, the underwire, if you will. But if I was to continue with this drawing, the proportion would be off. But it's kind of nice that I'm starting to notice that, or even just think about it, I guess. And then finally, I just did this little sketch of a small little city, town, like neighborhood, block, I suppose would be the right word. So yeah, not a whole lot of progress in courses or anything like that. I'm still doing Jake Parker's Jake Parker's Mastering Perspective and Trent's Easy Art Lessons 1 to 20. But I've just kind of wanted to stop and just have a day where I try to draw random things, but using everything I've learned so far, rather than just continuously hammering at the course. Because I think it's very important to stop and think about what you've learned and then continue. And yeah, it's a short update for today, guys. But work continues. So join me tomorrow for the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow, and like and subscribe if you want, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.